14 अप्रैल को कांग्रेस के सेक्रेटरी मंसूर अली खान ने वक्फ तरमीम कानून 2025 के खिलाफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट में रिट पिटिशन दायर की है। उनके वकील शिवांगी आनंद ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट रजिस्ट्रार को एक अर्जेंसी लेटर भी दिया, जिसमें खबरदार किया गया कि यह कानून मजहबी और तंजीमी आज़ादी पर ख़तरनाक असर डालेगा। मंसूर अली खान अकेले नहीं हैं। विजय, ओवैसी, इमरान प्रताप घड़ी, मोहम्मद जावेद, अमानतुल्लाह खान, चंद्रशेखर आज़ाद, मौलाना मकसूद इमरान रशादी और ज़ियाउर रहमान बर्क़ जैसे लीडर भी इस कानून के खिलाफ अदालत उज़्मा का दरवाज़ा खटखटा चुके हैं। दूसरी जानिब वज़ीर आज़म नरेंद्र मोदी ने कांग्रेस पर हमला बोलते हुए कहा कि वोट बैंक की सियासत का वायरस फैलाया जा रहा है। अब वक्फ जायदादों की लूट बंद होगी और पसमानदा मुसलमानों को उनका हक़ मिलेगा। लेकिन मंसूर अली खान का कहना है कि ये कानून आईनी हुकूक़ की खिलाफ वर्जी करता है। आर्टिकल 14, 15, 19, 21, 25, 26, 29, 30 के साथ साथ आर्टिकल 301 के तहत मिल्कियत के हुकूक़ भी ख़तरे में हैं। अर्ज़ी में कहा गया है कि यह तरमीम कम्युनिटी की खुदमुख्तारी को कमज़ोर करता है। वक्फ ज़मीनों को बग़ैर अदालती कार्रवाई के गैर वक्फ करार देने का इख्तियार सरकारी अफसरान को मिल जाएगा। ये सूरत हाल न सिर्फ मजहबी इदारों के लिए तबाहकुन है, बल्कि आइंदा नस्लों के लिए एक इंतहाई ख़तरनाक मिसाल भी है। अब सवाल ये है कि क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट अक़लियतों के आइनी हुकूक़ की हिफाजत करेगी या फिर वक्फ तरमीम कानून कम्युनिटी की जायदाद पर काबिज हो जाएगा। सालार डिजिटल से एक खुसूसी गुफ्तगू में मंसूर अली खान ने अपनी अर्जी की तफसील और फौरी अदालती मदाखलत की ज़रूरत पर रोशनी डाली।
Sir, you have described this fight as for the identity, faith and future. What personal experiences or values that inspired you to take this to the Supreme Court?
See, first and foremost, the Waqf Amendment Act of 2025, it directly impacts the Muslim community. And it is not only, it is a matter of faith for the Muslim community. And the way this bill has been brought about and the way the JPC has functioned. And it looks like the government is hell-bent on making sure that unreasonable amendments are made in this bill. And as a whole, the entire community feels sieged by the government. And we have a lot of hopes that in the Supreme Court, we will be able to present a case of ourselves and get what amendments have happened, we'll get relief from the Supreme Court.
So you have called the act as an assault on the minority rights. Can you just pinpoint one or two specific provisions that you believe that are mostly harmful to the institutions?
See, first and foremost, falsehood has been created that the Waqf properties anybody can go and say this is Waqf property, or Waqf boards can acquire the land without any due process of law. There has been a due process of law, and where there have been surveys, and then anything has gone wrong, the tribunals are there, and if something, the tribunal, anybody disagrees, they could have gone to High Court or the Supreme Court. So there's a deliberate false narrative set by the government. And the second one is having two non-Muslims on the board. Okay, you show me any instances where let it be, because faith and religion is a very personal and integral matter of that community. Show me any place where in a temple or in a church or in any other thing there other community people. For example, it's not practical to have Muslims on a temple or a church board. So this is direct interference of the government. And also of late, from when the BJP has come, they deliberately and want to interfere with the laws and the way the community functions, and this has become a continuous process of the BJP.
So in one of the interviews of yours, you had mentioned that the BJP had committed to adopting the recommendations of Rahman Khan committee. How do you see this, sir? Is this a betrayal from the BJP that they've gone against it and they've made it an act?
See, first and foremost, in 2009 manifesto, the BJP had committed, it was the 2009 election manifesto, that they will implement the Rahman Khan committee recommendations. And at that point of time, when the JPC also was formed under the leadership of Mr. Rahman Khan, there were BJP members as well. And there were BJP members like Mr. Shahnawaz Hussain, and I don't know, I think he should come out and talk more about this. And also when the 2013 amendment happened, it was a unanimous support of the BJP in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And it's not that the bill was bulldozed like what happened today. It was a consensus, and everybody agreed on the amendment of 2013. And they have gone back on every step. And so, one more question is, yes, you had 2 terms, like in 2014, 2019. Suddenly, when your numbers have come down to 240, then you suddenly think about a Waqf bill. You're not doing anything much but dividing the people of the country on communal lines.
Sir, you have said that this isn't about the politics but about the legacy and rights, right? How do you respond to the critics who might frame this as a political move tied to your role in the Congress party?
See, I'll tell you one thing. I'm a proud member of the Congress party, and also I'm a Muslim who believes in what's happening is wrong with the Waqf Act, and I just can't stay on the sidelines. And if I want to make a difference, we have to what is wrong is wrong. I have to oppose the bill.
Sir, beyond the courtroom, what role do you see that community advocacy is protecting Waqf institutions, sir? What do you say about to the community, basically?
See, Waqf property is property of Allah. People have donated in good faith. And my request to all the people in the community, the leaders, the people who are responsible for Waqf, be sincere, work for the community. Today we are at crossroads because maybe in the past we have not functioned the way we had to function. It is very important. We are answerable. Waqf boards, Waqf ministries, they have to act in a responsible manner and for the progress, development and upliftment of the Muslim community. So if we don't solve these issues, definitely there will be outside forces trying to interfere with our internal affairs. And this is my advice. We have to get our act in place and let it be a Waqf board or a Waqf ministry. We have to work for the upliftment of the Muslim community. It's high time.
Sir, if the act is struck down by the Supreme Court, what is your vision for the next Waqf?
See, if it's struck down by the Supreme Court, it is the responsibility on the community, Waqf board and the Waqf ministry becomes more, because we have to prove it that we can do a good job. We can do a constructive job for a community, for its upliftment, education, healthcare. And finally, we have to realize that Muslims are at the bottom of the strata when it comes to development. So we have to work in the interest of the community, in the interest of the nation.
So people are coming out all over across India for protesting against the Waqf Act. What message do you want to give these people, the Muslim community people, especially when you see that, when even like in Uttar Pradesh, when people had done a silent protest wearing black band, they were sent notices. Now, even if that is under the problem, then how do you see that, protesters, what steps do they have to take next?
See, in a democracy, everybody has a right to protest. And there is a freedom of speech and freedom to protest. But it has to be a peaceful protest. Nobody has a right to take law in its hands. And struggle, protest is a part of what we need to, how we can achieve our goals. Even freedom was got for the country by protests. But nonetheless, it has to be peaceful. And I'm sure that finally the voice will be heard. And I request even the community, yes, it is a very important issue, and the protests should be calm, and there is no need for any sort of violence.
Sir, on April 16th, even your petition will be heard along with the other petitions that have come. Sir, are you the first political person who has filed this case from Karnataka?
That I'm not aware, but I'm one of the few who has filed. But there are a lot of other politicians who are in, like Mr. Imran Pratap Gadi and Mr. Javed. They are also there, and other politicians have also filed the petitions.
I think you're the first political leader from Karnataka who has filed the petition here, sir.
May or may not be, I'm not aware of that.
So, what do you expect for April 16th, sir?
See, I don't know in Supreme Court what happens. Let's wait and watch.